Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy and I've been playing around with all of these stencils that I have out, all the different ones. There's tons. And I have this bin. Now, I've had this bin for a couple years now and it's all my watercolor paper offcuts. There's some Bristol paper offcuts. There's more watercolor. Like this is some other watercolor paper. There's a couple of 300-pound watercolor paper bookmarks in here. And these are all offcuts from me cutting down my watercolor paper to size, and I don't throw away that long strip at the end that I can use to make bookmarks. So I have this stash of bookmark and then in it also are all of my little tiny, well, the ones that I have left, boards and papers to draw on, and then a couple sheets of sandpaper is what lives in this bin. And I've been moving it from spot to spot. Like, I need to work on those. I should work on those. I should work on those. And so I took a bunch out last year and I did all of these watercolor backgrounds. You can see I sketched a little owl dude on there. We could probably doodle him out. But there's all kinds of sparklies and non-sparklies, and just I taped off a bunch of them and went ahead and put like backgrounds on them. And some of them I've doodled on before. So that's that one. And then I forgot to grab the other ones. They're right there, but I gotta walk around the other side of the table. So 1 second. I'll grab the other ones that I've done already. Oh, almost fell down. These are all my offcut ones that I've drawn on. Now I went ahead and drew out pointillism. I did a cat, and this is on the extra Bristol paper, and a bird, and a fox, and a tiger. And then I scanned these in and put them in Photoshop, darkened them up a bit, and printed them on some really nice paper. And I sell these all for $1 a piece. And I think they turned out so nice. And then these are all offcuts. I don't throw them away. This is what I do with my offcuts. These were 2 years ago. And then last year I did these guys with the watercolor ones. I pulled out a pile of them, sat down while watching TV or listening to a book, different settings, and I did these little bookmarks. There's all kinds. This guy goes this way. I was thinking mushrooms, trees, otherworldly, galaxy, planets, asteroids, that kind of thing. And I do these while I'm watching TV or listening to a book. And I thought today, that one does not want to separate. Come on. I know it's two. I can see it. There it is. There's that guy. And some of them have, oh, excuse me, glittery paint on them. And some don't. And this looks like riverbed rocks. I thought that was really pretty. Again, there's some iridescence on there. And these are just fun color exercises. What can you do with watercolor over watercolor? And this is watercolor over watercolor with ink drawing over the top, or ink drawing and then watercoloring in. I couldn't tell you at this point which direction that went. Generally speaking, if the ink is subdued like this, I did all the ink work and then I watercolored over the top of it. And this is just a couple different stencils doing the solid shapes and then filling in with, you know, my freehand filler doodles. And then dropping in watercolor on the different colors, of course, on different backgrounds. So it starts this. Let's see if I can find one that's similar to this. Here we go. Starts like this. And then you just doodle over the top. And you pick out, like, I would make this maybe a planet. And maybe right here, and maybe a little one right there, and draw in all the little bits and bobs. So you got a stone crashing in right there, behind. Yeah, so that's these. This one's all like dripping down in and just doodle exercises. Then I got creative, more so. I like this. I like the different textures and the different like birds, trees, yeah, roots, other underworld kind of thing. A jellyfish, another fish. This is just ink over watercolor with watercolor on top. I believe these guys go this way. I mean, you can do it any way you want. It's a fish. And there's a little butterfly with flower, and then another planet one. And I like these, but I was thinking, you know, let's do something a little different. So these are what I started with, using different elements of these stencils, different little sections of all the different stencils over here. There's a bunch of them. And my black, I found that my new black pen, this guy, this Pental brush pen, it's really a beautiful pen, and it's refillable. And this works really, really well for getting these crisp lines. I've tried this, and I tried stamping with a stamp pad and see how messy, super messy. Nice. I like it. Getting different patterns. And that was with these papers that I got in my Grabie box. And I was like, oh, those would make really cool stencil editions for different patterns. And yeah, I used a couple of these. This one, you can see where I used it. That one, I used this guy. I used my tree stencil for this guy. Where'd the other one go? Here, I'll show you these ones in a second. This one and this one, I didn't really like either one of them. But, I mean, you don't know until you try, right? What you will and won't like. I used this tree one, like a section of it, to do this. It looks cool. I mean, it's not terrible. Can you tell it's a tree, though, I guess is my thought. And I had stamped different with one of these little doohickeys and my purple over the top, and I didn't like that. So these two for me are a bust. I used my glitter pen and that tree one. I didn't really care for either one of these, but you don't know till you know, right? And then I used those other stamps, and this one is this stamp. Like, just if you line it up, it's this pattern, in the inside pattern, and then there was a lot of ink left over, so I laid this on top and peeled it off and got that pattern. So you have the two different designs, which I thought was cool. And then I ghost stamped this using the leftover ink on here twice more, here and here. So you got a little bit lighter patterns, which I also really like. And this guy, I used this stamp to cut the corner, which we can go ahead and, it's really hard for me to press it down, but isn't that pretty? And then I don't like that little bump right there, so I use my other rounder stamp and tuck that in and round that. And isn't that pretty? And then I like both corners done. I just thought it was pretty. Like a nice, it does make it weaker, so I have to think about that. But it's gorgeous, right? Dude, maybe just want the top and leave the bottom. What do you think? And then I like the thought of making shorter bookmarks, because I like a short bookmark. This is another one of my stencils. This guy. I was just playing around and using these guys and tapping on different pressures to get the gradient colors, which I thought was fun. Debris everywhere from punching that out. And then I used my other stencils and some of my markers that live on the table within easy reach. This one I think is fun. The little cutouts with the plaid. I need to figure out what I'm going to put on the other side. This one I was playing with my water, like when you set something down and it makes a mess or ink splatters. It's not great, but it's not terrible. I think the decorative beauty doesn't balance with that. So there's those. This is a ghost print. Again, pressing down and lifting up. I did this side with the other one of my other stencils. It has different patterns on it. It's a little dude. I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. Come here. I don't know why he's a boy, but he is. He doesn't want to come out. He's like, I don't want to play. So you have this one. I've been collecting stamp. See, and there's a lot of ink residue on there. And I didn't want to waste it. It's still pretty tacky. So I will ghost stamp with it. And then that's what I did with the other one. And that's how I got this light pattern. Which is pretty, I think. A little messy. It's a little messy, but it's not terrible. And you don't know, once again, you don't know until you know. But, yeah. This one I think is pretty with the ghost on the one side and then I could draw something on this side. Well, that's another thought, to do all this grubby stamping and then draw something over the top. So that's something I'm thinking about with those. But the ones I really like are the first ones I did. That's these guys. This was the last one I did, so I'll show you that last. But I went through and used my ink pen, and I was just listening to my last book in the Zombie Fallout series, which I'm sad about. I finished book 24, and there's no more Zombie Fallout to listen to. And I'm feeling a little discombobulated about it, which may sound silly, but, you know, you like what you like. But I liked the dark against all the watercolor and the glittery paint underneath. I think it's really pretty. And just a section of each, like take a couple different sections and put them together. And then like the stamp and then a clock with keys instead of numbers. I thought that was fun. A little bit of clock right here and then gears and swirls. I just thought it was fun. I was just having fun trying to figure out how to make, what am I going to do with all these bookmarks? Well, we should just do something. All the mica's coming through on this one. Can you see it? Hopefully. And that's underneath. That's the underneath watercolor poking through. The mica is like a resist, which is fun. Creates that metallic-y blend without having to do a lot of extra work. I think these ones with this granulated, like earthy rust dark colors are really fun. I did, let's see. I did all these. I really liked the colors in this one. Stack them up so they're not competing. And then once again, the alcohol marker on top of the black is what happened next. So did all the black and then I went over the top with the alcohol marker thinking it would look cool. This is just shapes, one of my stamps with just stone shapes. I don't know where it is. I did the outline instead of filling in. I filled in a couple after the fact and then just doodling. Just doodling on the inside, making it fun. Coloring in these shapes. And then just doodling over the top. This one's not my favorite. I don't really care for the colors, but it turned out neat, right? So this is what I've been doing with my... Oh, and this is the last one I did. I rounded the corners. This is one of my blank ones that I haven't done any. I have a whole pile of them that I haven't done anything with. This is how it started. And then I did the black over the top. Or no, I used the leftover ink on these and scrubbed the pattern in. And then the rest was white. And then I went over the top with the acrylic. And then I went over the top of that with the purple I rounded the corners. And then I rubbed the edges and I rubbed this on to get those darker corners like that. The edges to make them nice and dark. And then after I did a little like rust marking up with the different, I used this one. I went over the top with a little bit of gold gel pen, and that gives it a little bit of sparkle. And for this one, I purposefully did this side first. I did this edge of the clock, and when you flip it over, it continues on this side. I thought that was a fun element. You can see the arm and the gear. This gear coming around. I just thought that was a fun idea. And I like the rounded corners on my bookmarks. These, I mean, we could try it on this one because this one's not my favorite. I don't know if I want the corners rounded. Let's do medium. I like a rounded corner on my bookmarks. I feel like it kind of finishes the design, right? And then this is watercolor paper. I don't know if I want to do something on the back of these. I don't know. I don't think so. What do you think? Rounded corners or not rounded corners? I kind of really like, that's medium. Let's do large on this one. That's too much. I've already started though, so we gotta do it. And these are hard to punch. Watercolor papers. This is 140-pound cold press watercolor paper scraps. This is the Strathmore brand of paper. Well, that's not bad. Kind of prefer the gentler rounding though, the medium size. This is small. Just kind of takes that tip off. And then medium. I don't know, I kind of like them both, but the medium speaks to me more. So we could go through and round them or not. That's, you know, your call on this kind of stuff. But I thought we would go ahead and maybe do a couple together. Like stamp out a couple together and then and maybe decorate a couple together. Would that be fun? I feel like this is a fun Friday video, like a kind of a painting, drawing, stenciling kind of creative process. Kind of video, right? What do you guys think? Should we do? I really like this one, how that turned out, and I really like the black on this orange. I didn't like the orange when I put it on the paper either. I was not a fan. See, it's pretty here. See? Well, maybe we'll do another orange one. And these are my, all my granulating colors that I really liked. I don't remember what set I was using. And the mica ones are so fun. I did these watercolor, these are my Schminke granulating watercolors. I have a set of 5 colors and they're beautiful. And that's what this guy is. That's how these ones started. And I like that background a lot. I think it's cool looking. So we'll pull out a couple to stencil over, and then we'll do a couple blank ones to stencil over, and then we'll decorate a few. How's that sound? Maybe we'll do, where'd that, I popped it back in. We'll do those 2, and maybe 2 of these. Does that sound like a fun little, because this takes a minute, right? I'll pull out one more of the Oh, that one's damaged a little bit. Got roughed up. Let's pick a different one. Oh, that's different paper, that's why. Okay. That's the taller stack in the back that's less hard. It's just drawing paper, which I also save. Oh no, this is just a lighter weight watercolor paper. I don't really care for the lighter weight watercolor paper. 140. You're gonna get the 140, 300. See, such a big difference. So at any rate, 300-pound watercolor paper is the bomb. I love it. All right. So I didn't get out any of my other colors. Oh yes, I did. I got out these little guys, the little dudes. The other thought is, scoot those over. Make some room here. Make room. I don't know why my pen's opened up down there. Is to take, so this is what I did. Let's get on with it, shall we? Snag one of my, see, that's a good fun. This is one that I used for all those bubble marks. So just take a piece of this stencil, just find a piece that I like maybe this upper corner and bit of the clock. And kind of just set it on there lined up. This is the hard part. You should probably tape it down, especially if you really don't, or like you're really worried about it moving around on you. You can tape the paper to tape down your bookmark and then tape down the stencil so that it doesn't shift around on you. Just a handy idea. And any element of the stamp that you don't want to use, just skip it. Just skip it. But you can see by listening to a book or a show or music, honestly. I don't often listen to music because I like to sing, and right now my voice is shut when I'm doing art. I either like to sing when music's on or dance. So I don't generally listen to music when I'm doing art. I generally am listening to a book or a show that I like. You know, one of those shows you don't have to really look at because you've seen it so many times that it plays in your mind, which is great. Now, for those of you thinking this is a waste of perfectly good ink in a really nice pen, you know what? I don't really do that. I don't view any use of my art supplies as a waste, even if they're nice art supplies, because that puts me in a mindset of, well, it's too precious. I can't use that because it's too nice. I don't want to get stuck in that thought pattern of I can't use that art supply because it's just too nice for this task. For me, there's no such thing. If you buy the watercolor paper, use the watercolor paper. If you buy the pen, you know, or you get it as a gift or whatever, use it. That's what it's for. And granted, there have been art supplies over the years that I've definitely hoarded a bit, been too scared to use, too intimidated. No one is immune to that. But you know what? I'm only living this life once, and I'm only going to have these supplies now. What's the point of letting this dry up, sitting, not used? And I have 2 refills for it, so it's a refillable pen. So it has endless use. Unlike all the other pens up there that are single use and unrefillable. And I have a bunch of ink pens from all the art boxes I've gotten over the years. I just don't go through them as quickly as I was getting them. I do go through them, just not as quickly. I'm always surprised when one dies on me too. Like, hey, I don't use you that much. How dare you bat on me? I'm not going to do all these chains. I don't want those on there. I think that's what they're supposed to be, right? So I'm bummed that the Zombie Fallout book is done. I haven't looked to see if he's continuing on with the storyline. It felt like a good stopping point for the story. You know, if he wants to do other works with other, I know he collabs with other authors. I'm not worrying too much about getting exact. As long as I fill in the most of it and you can see what the shape is, then we're good. There. And he does write other series that I like. And I do have a ton of other books to listen to. I just really dig the Zombie Fallout storyline. This is the third time I've listened through the whole series. I got, you know, books like, I don't know, I went through books 1 through 10 or something. And I don't even know, 1 through something. And the new book came out. So, and you know, you stop at the book you stopped on. And I'm like, well, now it's a special treat. I get to listen to the whole series again and continue on with the new book. By the time that new book came out, another new book came out. By the time I got through everything. So I got to do that twice. And this time I waited for the several books to come out. And see how cool that looks? This is without any color behind it. And then I'll do something down here. I just don't know what yet. Oh. Missed a bit right here. There we go. Let's scoot up here to dry. Let's pick a different one. I have a bunch of these, you guys. A bunch. Whoopsie, there's my paintbrush. Gosh darn it. I'll pick it up in a minute. Let's do on this one. This one? I have to flip it over. No, it's the other one that has a butterfly. There's a butterfly design in one of these that I try not to grab the whole design. Let's do like more of the clock and go up like there. Yeah. And pull it this way. So we get a couple of the gears on this side, right? I like that. I'm liking this swirl up here as well. So yeah, actually I have, let me really quickly touch this. 2 new books that I got by Andy Weir. Hail Mary, the Project Hail Mary, and The Martian. Will Wheaton is narrating The Martian, and I listened to, because you can listen to the sample to see if you like the author before you commit to a book, or a narrator rather, before you commit to listening to someone read to you. And I like that. I like that a lot, that you can listen and see if you might be able to tolerate the person reading the book, because it does matter for me if the narrator doesn't have inflection, and I like, you know, different voices for the different genders and different I want to say breeds, but that's not the right word. Different creatures and whatnot. It just makes it more fun to listen to. And emotion, you know, that it all matters. You know, you have those, if you're a reader and you like listening to people read, there's those few people that you're like, oh dude, you could read to me all that baritone, that deep baritone. Oh, good Lord. So nice, very relaxing. But Sean Renette does the Zombie Fallout series, and he's really good. I've chosen a couple different series that he's narrated just because it's him reading. And I know I like his cadence and how it feels when he's reading a story. But yeah. So yeah, got through that. I think I'm going to do Project Hail Mary next on Audible. I just have been waiting until I get to a point when I can pop it on. We have a 3-day weekend coming up for work because Martin Luther King holiday, and tomorrow is Saturday. I am going to be babysitting the grandbabies so that my daughter and her husband can go out and about. They're going to bring Evelyn with them, but because she's only a couple months old. But the older 3 need to give mom and dad some time, you know, some couple time. They haven't been on a date in 2 years. So, stepping up, man. Being a good Nana. I go over. I got pizza for lunch and cinnamon rolls. And they'll probably play video games or watch TV together. We might watch a movie together. Because Joey is 6. I think he's 6. No. He's 8. Now I have to ask. I'm so bad with their ages. I'm bad Nana. Well, they're older. Gloria, I think, is 6, and Joey's 8, and Lucy May is almost 2, and then Evelyn is just a couple months old. So, and Lucy May loves her Nana. Not that the other 2 don't, but Lucy is immediately on me when I get there. The older 2 will play video games or watch a movie with me, and I'll get on the floor and play blocks or something with Lucy so she doesn't bug them while they're trying to watch their show. And if Lucy takes a nap, I will. I'm going to bring my book. I'm in book 4. 4? Yeah. Of the... Oh, no. Leveling Up is the series. And it's by, I want to say, KJ Breen? B-R-E-E-N-E, Breen. But it's a Magical Madness, midlife. Oh, now I gotta look. I'm looking at my book log because I just filled some things in here. Oh yeah, it's by K.F. Breen, yeah. And Magical Midlife Madness, Magical Midlife Dating. I just finished Magical Midlife Invasion, and I started Magical Midlife Love. I read the first 2 at the end in December last year, and then I just read the 3rd book, and I just started the 4th book. So I got 4 Audible books down this month already, and then I've got these are on my Kindle, so actually reading with my eyeballs. The Leveling Up series. There's 10 in that series. For me, is great fun. I love a good series, and it's a light, fun read. There's creatures and magic and a house that she can talk to, and it's just fun. It's just a different kind of fun story. Yeah, so I'm in that. Having a lot of fun with those books. And I sat and read last night for like 4 hours and bombed through that book. I had started it, and I think I was like a quarter of the way through, and I finished it last night. And then I immediately started the next one, like, hey, what happens next? All right, how many books are in the series? And I had to write it in my series tracker, in my book log. So yeah, I'm on those fun reads. And I read for entertainment. I do not read, I'm not interested in reading like self-help and like that kind of anything true crime or anything. I'm not into any of that realistic stuff. I want to be transported into a new world. I like sci-fi and action adventure and some light romance, mostly action adventure though. And this book has enough, this series has a little bit of romance, but mostly it's an adventure story and you know, accepting yourself as you are kind of story, that coming into your own in midlife, which you don't expect to be something that happens like ever, I imagine. And I kind of came into my own after my divorce. I feel like, you know, stayed single. I'm doing my art. Gave myself a break in the dating field. And just got back to me, which I think is a healthy thing to do after any kind of breakup. But yeah, the series, and back to the series, is really fun. And I'm reading a book, an actual physical book, the How My Neighbor Stole Christmas is over there. I'm only in chapter 1 on that one. I'm going to read a little more of that later tonight after I do some art things. Because tomorrow's the weekend. It's Saturday, and I don't have to work this Saturday, which is amazing. I'm not working all weekend this weekend on the day job, which is awesome. I've been working a lot of overtime. I put in almost 60 hours last week. And is that it? Kapow! That looks cool. I like it. All right. And then maybe let's move my book journal out of the way. Let's do a little bit of, I kind of like this, but I don't want to do it in the black ink. I was thinking, let's put this guy down for a bit, about doing a bit of dripping going on right there. Doing a little pattern behind this one. And you can do this as dark or as light as you want. But it's watercolor paper and it's very absorbent. You would normally use this kind of technique on a smoother like cardstock paper, which isn't going to absorb as much of the ink and it's less textured, so you wouldn't have all these textures. But I like the textures. I think they're fun. So I got a little pattern. Okay. That down. Let's put the cover. I keep forgetting to put the covers back on my stamp pads. Grab. Where is another one of my? Should we do a plaid or no? Not over that. Getting carried away. All right, these guys are stuck together. That's the only drawback, is they get stuck together. Should we do some of this one? And there's this one with the gears. Where's my butterfly one? That big one. Oh, there it is. And then this one with the car. That one has the keys, which I thought was fun, and the stamp thing. And this is the butterfly one. See the butterfly right here? Oops. Knocking stuff over. Like a crazy person. And I would do this decorative stamp on the corners of this paper, but it's too thick. It refuses to cut through. So let's use some of the gears and the wings. I like this spiral right here. And then I haven't used this corner yet. Should we use the corner? And maybe Maybe this way. Oh yeah, let's try that. And line it up like so. There we go. And using this pen is fairly quick, I feel like. I don't feel like it takes too long to get these. Do you guys think it's too long for a video? Because I don't have to do these on video. I can just do them in my own private time. Get the outline in. And then go back and fill in the middle. That has become like the way. I've spoken. There we go. This is the way. Great shows. Great shows. And yeah, I'm tracking my movies and TV shows as well. I tried to watch, is it called The Creator? The one with the robots and humans going to war. It's a new movie. I wanted to watch it when it first came out, and then I forgot about it. And I was like, oh, I really wanted to watch that. And it's Prime right now. I tried to watch it yesterday, and my interwebs were not cooperating. Kept turning off. It was super frustrating. I'm like, fine. I finally sit down to watch this movie purposefully. Like, I'm going to sit and watch a movie because I really feel like sitting and watching a movie. And then it wouldn't play the movie. So, see if I can get back to it tomorrow or something. Maybe tomorrow night after I get back from watching the grandbabies. And I'm not sick anymore. I just sound terrible. My voice is slowly coming back. It's just taking a hot minute. It would help if I would shut up. Which is very hard for me, apparently. There we go. Which is another reason why I haven't put out very many videos the first couple weeks of the year, is because I lost my voice. I got sick right after the holidays, and stayed sick till just the last like 3 days. I started feeling normal again. Like, I woke up in the morning and I'm not stuffed up to the point where I can't breathe out of both my nostrils. How frustrating is that? You wake up and you can't breathe out of just one of your nostrils. Annoyance, I tell you. So, yeah. Feeling better. The reason I tell you that is because the grandbabies, I don't want to go over there and contaminate. Because it sucks when the kids are sick, man. It is not okay. I am excited to use this in my sketchbook too. That is going to be one of the things that happens this week. Or this weekend, rather. Can't wait to have a sketch session. I would do it tonight, but it's already getting late. It's 8:30. Yeah. Right now. It says at 8:30. Or is it 6? I can't see it from here. I need to get my eyes checked in. It's 6:30. It feels like it's 8:30. I might get to a sketch session today. We'll see. So, I wasn't going to do this part on this one, and I totally forgot. See what happens when I get chatting? So Saturday I'm watching the kids, and Sunday and Monday are going to be at-home art days. At home, kicking back, relaxing. I got to get rid of the rest of this cold. get my voice back. So I'm trying to make sure it's dry where I'm gonna pin it down. So I got my Grabie box this month. That was wonderful. And I got my new sticky packs, which are great. Very happy with them. And then I have my 2 Audible books to read that are new. So I think I'm going to do, and Andy Weir's a new author for me, so we'll see how I like the books. They sound like they're great reads. And I'm one who re-listens to and rereads her books, so did I get everything? Yes. It's okay. I don't think I like all the little squiggles. Maybe we'll put a gear over the top. Should we do the spiral one? I feel like the spiral one in the corner over here. I don't know why I'm whispering. And once again, not all of these are going to turn out the way I want, and that's okay. Like with any creative process, there's going to be bad art, bad creations. I'm trying the stencils out because I want to do a big piece for my wall that incorporates stencils, collage, and paint. I'm very excited about it. It's in my head right now, and yeah. I'm running out of ink. I may be, because watercolor paper is very absorbent. There we go. Do I like this better? I don't know yet. Let's find out. That's a little better. Okay. So there's those guys. Let's do, oops, that goes over there. Let's do this guy next. Let's choose something off the big stencil. No, I want to do this one. Come here. This one, I like this one. The big guy. And I'll clean these off with, I have rubbing alcohol and some makeup pads. Like for cleaning off your makeup. I don't wear makeup, but I have them. I use them for cleaning off nail polish. At any rate, this is the big stencil that I used for this. So let's do something from it on here. Should we put the word machine on here, part of it? Let's do that. How's that? I think that'll work. Oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. There. Yeah, we'll do that. Why not? Crossed. That little mark there. Okay. Come down here. Hopefully my fat hand isn't in the way. It's hard to get in all the little nooks without going straight down. To there. That guy. That guy. That guy. There we go. So I tried watching that movie. I'm interested to watch it. It looks like a really good story. It was a book, I believe, from the creator. A sci-fi kind of book, which I would love to read. So the last sci-fi one I think was Orbs through Audible. I also have To Sleep in a Sea of I can't see the last word. Oh, Sea of Stars. That title, which is supposed to be a really good sci-fi book. Yeah, I'm running out of ink here. That's okay. I did quite a few bookmarks with this ink, so I'm not bummed about it. Should I change it out or just keep going? I think I'm just going to keep going. See what I can do with what I have left. Because this is the last one we're going to ink today. Should probably get a re-inker for my black ink pad. Could probably do this with that. The other thing I could do, I don't know if it'll look right though. Use one of these guys. It's just another ink pen. It is a plastic nib, so it is slightly flexible, and I don't mind that. I don't prefer a plastic nib pen at all, but it's not terrible. They're not terrible. Right here. Once again, watercolor paper is not the best for your ink pens because it does soak up the ink really quickly. Just so you know, if you're thinking about using your ink pens on watercolor paper, you can, but it's going to dry out on you much faster than if you use like mixed media paper or a Bristol paper. And some of these I've been using, so they are almost dead. I just don't know which ones till I grab one. And I've just been getting rid of them as I go. Yeah, there's a show on Apple TV that was watching. What is it? Solace? Oh, nuts! I'm not gonna remember the name. Something like that. It's a really good show. Now I gotta look. Well, I'm currently not paying for Apple TV right now, so let's go there. Just go. I hate that you have to click 10 things just to get where you need to go. It's irritating. Continue watching. It should be in here. Silo, that's what it is. But I'm not currently paying for Apple TV. I can get it through Amazon, but I want the whole second season, I think it is. Watch the first season on Apple TV with the last little bit of my subscription that I canceled because like I wasn't using it, and I had a few days of subscription left, and I was like, well, I guess I could watch something on here, well, you know. And then I got hooked on that show, and I'm like, well, dang it, that's the only platform it's on. Well, that blows. Can I get Apple TV through Amazon? Yes, I can. Well, that's awesome. I'll just wait for the season to come out and pay for it and watch the show. I do that a lot with the Amazon Prime stuff, the TV stuff. I pay for the channel that I want to use at the time. And then I unsubscribe when I'm not using it. Like if I've watched all of the show that's available, I'm not going to pay for the subscription for the year. And I know a lot of people do that. It's just a nice thing that you can do through Amazon. I also have the Disney Hulu Max bundle. I did have the Disney Hulu ESPN bundle, but I don't use it. I don't watch sports. So that was just a silly bundle for me to have. And then I didn't have the one without commercials, so I wouldn't watch Hulu because it has commercials, and I'm just not about that. I'm a brat when it comes to that at this point. But I upgraded the bundle to those things. Oh yeah, that looks cool. I like that. Alright, so this is a good choice as well. Put our caps back on. I should do something on the bottom of this one real quick. This doesn't really, I don't really want to do that. Maybe, no, ouch. Maybe these delicate chains right here. This one right here. So I'm looking forward to the rest of that coming out. And then I was watching Ghosts, which is another one I want to get back to. Right now I'm currently rewatching Gilmore Girls and Vampire Diaries, because they're shows that I can put on in the background and I don't have to actually watch them because I've seen them before. Gilmore Girls multiple times. Vampire Diaries I've only watched through once. Mostly because Elena bugs the crap out of me. I didn't think I'd be able to watch it a second time. Her will she, won't she, does she like this brother, that brother, back and forth, wishy-washy, whiny crap just bugs me to no end. Pick one already. Jeez Louise. How about you don't date your boyfriend, you don't fall in love with your boyfriend's brother? That's just not okay, man. Personal preference, I suppose. Rules are rules. Let's do here. But I'm rewatching it because I really like originals, and I know all the characters, a lot of the characters from originals are in several of the seasons of Vampire Diaries. And I know they're books, right? But are both of them books? Or just the Vampire Diaries? Let's do there. So, but I don't want to read the books. I'm not interested in the books, right? I've already seen the shows. I don't want to read the books. If I want to read a vampire series that's, you know, full of love and lust and war and blah, 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 I'll read the Brotherhood series. Black Dagger Brotherhood. There we go. I like that better. Okay. Not really into the vampire love story ones right now. Let's move that guy out of the way. There we go. Let's pop those off. Maybe. Do we want to round the corners on this? I think I do. I like a nice rounded corner. You guys can let me know in the comments if you like a rounded corner or no. think that look better than this. It just feels more finished to me. Oh, and on the other one I did the back too. We don't really have, the video will be too long if I do the back of these on video, right? That's okay. Just on those for now. So when you take and run it down the edge, and see, it gives it that finished, crisp. Takes away that white. I like that. Learn that through the scrap, what is it? The book journalers, scrap journaler videos that I watch. So that's a little trick, which I enjoy. I'm not minding the black rubbing around as well. Kind of gives it that different little look, right? And if you don't like doing this, you can wait for this to dry completely. If you don't have a waterproof ink though, which I don't believe this is, you can't go over it with watercolor paper because it'll bleed everywhere. But if you have a waterproof ink, and a lot of my pens are, you can go over it with watercolor as well. And yeah, it adds that that little bit of, so if you don't have ink pads or ink, you can use your watercolors or thin acrylic paint or gouache and come in here and paint all of these effects as well. I don't like that crisp white, so I'm going to obliterate that. I think I want a little bit of purple. Along the edges. Like that. Maybe make that one a little dark. I got some blue in there from previous projects, which is not a bad thing. There, that looks cool, right? So we've got color on all of them, right? Dig it. Put my covers on those. And then, let's see. I wanted to try this one. Grab my little scrap card so that I don't make a mess everywhere. These start up really, really quickly. I want to use this on this guy. Kind of come in and give a little, I don't want to obliterate the black completely, but just come in and a little bit of, I don't know, rust or color. Give it that, what do you call it? Steampunk feel, I guess is what these have. And it's just quick scribbles, it's nothing fancy. The paper's pretty textured, so it does give that little bit of texture here and there if you just skim the surface. That. Are we liking this or not really? I think it just adds a little bit more finished feel and a bit more visual interest. And then because this is ink, it will dry. Like these are dry. It's not gonna come off on my hands. But I will spray a clear coat or brush a swipe of Mod Podge or something across the top to seal them. Maybe not Mod Podge because that gets sticky, but a clear acrylic over the top would be nice, or some sort of matte spray to sealer. I have some matte spray to go over my art. So I will go over these with that, and that way the inks aren't going to come off in someone's book, right? That would be a bummer. To get a nice bookmark. I do have bookmark sleeves too. That's something I could do, is put each bookmark in a sleeve. I'm going to protect the art. Just a little boop, boop on each one. Once again, I don't want to obliterate the black. I just want to accentuate what we got going on. So this process is pretty quick, I feel like. The adding, I mean, it could take forever, honestly, but kind of dig it. That, and then maybe go in with something a little lighter. Oh, let's do metallic. Let's do gold. A little bit of bling. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Kind of jump around, just squiggles. And it adds that little kick of sparkle. Definitely on the numbers. There. Skim the outside edge. That looks cool. I like it. So yeah, this is basically how I did each one of these little bookmarks, and then I'm going, going over the top of each one with different acrylic. And I feel like acrylic and these gel markers are a good way to decorate because there's a little sparkle now. I dig it. I think it looks cool with a little bit of sparkle on it. This is without the black ink. This is strictly these two colors, and this one I feel is more striking. I really like this one too, though. So we did that one. This one I'm not so sure about, but we'll roll with it, right? We'll roll with it. Let's get a little lilac going on. I've used this one before. Do that, maybe some speckles. And these, some of them are drying, like that one dried a little matte, but some of them show up against the black really well. I think that's cool. Little bling here and there. Super quick, not overthinking the process. Just going with your feelings, your gut. That's all right. I feel like we need something bold going on in here. Trying to think which one I want to use. Maybe yellow. A yellow gold would be a good choice. This one maybe? Or maybe... Is it too light? No. Okay, cool. Okay. In here and just I like that this one like really pops off the page against the black with the purple. Kind of digging it. There we go. It's kind of neat. All right. Just an edge on these. Just one side. What do you think? Yeah, I like that. The texture of the paper makes the acrylic, because this is a hard tipped acrylic marker, so there's not really any bend in it, and it's making the it makes the end of the marker kind of jump and skip on the page a bit. There we go. I think that one's pretty done. What do you think? Maybe bring some speckles in down here since the ink splattered anyways. There we go. Very different feels, right? Kind of dig them. Scoot that over so it can dry. Then we have these guys. All right. Let's grab our other one that we did with mark making. Did I do mark making? I did not. I did. Okay. So we're on our own. I'm liking the yellow and maybe a bit of green, some like not that vibrant, maybe vibrant, but not that vibrant. Maybe a bit of green on here. Go. Blue. That one's not showing up. Take a drink of water. I'm thinking maybe more dark brown. It worked last time. What's happening? Oh, it's too dark. I'm not winning. What's happening? Let's try this guy. Are you going to be too dark too? Nope. Perfect. Excellent. This will come on in and get in some like rusty elements, I guess, is what I'm going for, making it look worn and weathered. Just squiggles. And remember not to fill in the entire thing. Obliterate your black, because then it won't look so cool. That. So dip my finger in that. Oopsie daisy. And some of these acrylic ones dry a little shiny, so they add a bit of sparkle naturally because it's acrylic paint. And I dig that. Another show I've been thinking about rewatching is Game of Thrones. I feel like it's been long enough that I would enjoy it again. Now I rewatch stuff sometimes a little too soon. That's one of the shows that I couldn't watch right away after, like afterwards. There we go. I like that. Kind of wanted more red one over here, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this one over here as well, because it stands out nicely, right? I'm digging how it stands out. Just one side of the letters. Letters, numbers. They're numbers. Like that. That. I think this looks cool. Kind of digging it. Okay. This This one's drying down pretty like muted. We're gonna go in with the gold again, give that a chance to dry, and just add some sparkle really quickly. I think we're gonna add a touch of sparkle to all the numerals. That. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is pretty vibrant to me. Dig it. Put any of that marker on this one. I missed a spot. No, it just looks weird. There we go. One's done, and then just on one side. There we go, perfect. Perfection. But there. Yeah, I like that. Okay. There we go. Cool. Just on the interior right here. And there we go. Done. What do you think? So these have a little sparkle now. Just a little shine. Which I think just adds that finishing touch. Because there's already the sparkle in the paint, and then the gold on top, I feel like, really finishes them off. I may do the back of this one. Like the backs of these later. We'll see. Because I kind of do like that all the way around design. That's nice. We'll see. We'll see. It's all mood based, right? So yeah, that's all the bookmarks that we've created, and yeah, I kind of really like the whole process, and then using these fun markers on top to put in different elements. The layering is fun. Come on, that one's not coming down very fast. Some of them populate really quickly. There we go. and some don't. So we got little key designs here. Just a little touch. It's fun, right? The little keys only have dots. I find the more acrylic paint you put down in a blob too, the more sparkly it is, which I think is cool. That's fun. And I know they're very busy designs. But I'm having a lot of fun. That, then maybe. That there, okay. And then maybe, let's see, maybe a green, like an earthy green. See how it dries down. And don't fill in the whole thing. Like leave a little glow between the black and the green. Kind of a super purposeful way. I dig that, okay. It's interesting. I feel like this one should be green too. Maybe this one. I want to put something in there, but I know if I do, it might not feel right later. Does that do enough? Maybe a dot on the tip of each key. Just the big ones. Maybe bring this up here as well. All right. I kind of dig it. Make all the other ones gold. A little bit of shiny contrast between the differing elements instead of the orange. Yeah, I kind of dig that. That might be enough on that one. Yeah, so, yeah. And you can just keep going and going and going. I usually pop on a book and just go. And this is because I did these purple and blue in contrast on here, so I thought maybe green and gold on here. And then when that gold dries down, it's got a little bit of texture and sparkle on it. And this has a bit of shine as well. I don't know. I like it. I think that they're turning out pretty cool. I'm kind of digging them. I can just go and go and go. So I'm going to stop the video here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below of my bookmark process and how I'm doing these ones. I may do another video where we just doodle over the tops, like do little birds or flowers or something on these lighter ones. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of this stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for being here. Bye.